The founder of Softbank, Masayoshi Son, has a well-known theory called the time machine. As the internet was more advanced in the United States than in Japan, he first invested in the US and, when the opportunity arose, brought back the experience gained in the US to Japan. It's as if he hopped on a time machine, returning to the US of a few years prior. What insights can Masayoshi Son's time machine theory offer to you? In this episode, Smart Seed BVC is going to share Masayoshi Son's theory of the time machine with everyone. The so-called time machine refers to the different stages of development in the IT industries of countries like the United States, Japan, and China. When the development in countries such as Japan and China is not yet mature, the strategy involves initially conducting business in more developed markets, such as the United States. Then, when the timing is right, returning to Japan and expanding into China and India. It's as if riding a time machine, going back to the United States of a few years ago. In 1996, as the internet wave began to surge in Silicon Valley, Masayoshi Son invested $100 million in Yahoo. After Yahoo went public, Son sold only 5% of his shares, resulting in a profit of $450 million. Given that the United States was the epicenter of this internet wave and Japan lagged behind, Son, with foresight, ventured to invest heavily in U.S. internet companies. At one point, the wealth of companies he held surpassed even that of Bill Gates. After earning profits in the U.S., Son returned to Japan and established Yahoo Japan, with Softbank holding a 51% stake. Yahoo Japan became the largest search engine and portal in Japan. Subsequently, Son made substantial investments in internet companies in less developed markets like China and India. Classic examples include Alibaba, Shanda Networks, Renren, PPDV, among others. Son also invested in Indian companies like InMobi, the world's second-largest mobile advertising company. Masayoshi Son had a profound insight into the mobile internet, foreseeing early on that it would become the dominant force in the future. Before the birth of the iPhone, Son met with Steve Jobs and expressed his belief that the era of mobile communication was inevitable. He emphasized the need to acquire a mobile company or obtain a license. Steve Jobs responded, "I understand, that's good, but you should get the license first." Son assured Jobs, saying, "Sooner or later, I will get the license or maybe acquire another company. When I do, or when I successfully acquire one, don't forget about it." The two parted ways with a smile. In 2006, Son executed his vision by acquiring Japan's third-largest carrier, Vodafone Japan, for $11.8 billion, renaming it Softbank Mobile. Son initiated an intense price war in Japan, rapidly increasing Softbank Mobile's user base from 15 million to 30 million. This move exemplified a classic case of how an underperforming operator could turn the tables. Following this success, Son went on to acquire the third-largest U.S. carrier, Sprint, for $20 billion. Clearly, Masayoshi Son applied his time machine theory once again, making strategic moves in both Japanese and American markets. Japan is one of the most developed countries in the global telecommunications industry, with three major carriers, NTT Docomo, KDDI, and Softbank, possessing strong competitiveness. Japanese telecom operators excel in service quality, data management, value-added service development, and customized terminal capabilities, surpassing many operators in other countries. At that time, the competition in the U.S. telecommunications market was far less intense than in Japan. After Masayoshi Son acquired Sprint, he expressed the intention to transplant the successful Softbank experience from Japan to the United States. It can be anticipated that the good times for the two major U.S. carriers, Verizon and AT&T, were about to end. They would soon face a bloody price war, unconventional tactics, and relentless promotional efforts aimed at snatching away their customers. Masayoshi Son's time machine theory provides significant inspiration for Chinese internet entrepreneurs. Despite China being generally in sync with the United States in terms of internet concepts, there is a substantial gap in the market environment. Hence, opting to first enter foreign markets and then returning to the domestic market is a strategic and wise choice. An exemplary Chinese company that successfully applied the time machine strategy is Riku, a domestic social gaming company. Several years ago, they aspired to develop social games in China, but the domestic social gaming market was not yet mature. Subsequently, Riku ventured overseas and found success in the developed Japanese market. Relying on platforms like Japan's G-Re for mobile social gaming, Riku swiftly rose, earning the moniker of Asia's Zynga. After reaping profits in the Japanese market, they returned to China when the domestic market had matured. Leveraging the experience gained in Japan, Riku had by then become a sizable company with financial resources, a talented team, and valuable expertise. Alright, next, Smart Seed BVC want to share a real story about a young man who turned $500 into $500 million in just 5 years, achieving remarkable success before the age of 30. This story revolves around an information gap that he cleverly utilized to elevate his life. Let me tell you about Davie Fogarty, a 28-year-old Australian guy who, with the help of pajamas, built a legendary business that quickly went public, generating an annual income exceeding $500 million. David is incredibly young, making it to the 38th position on Australia Financial Review Young Rich Wealth ranking in the year 2021. For this Time Machine model episode, we are looking Davie as study model. It's because the path of David's growth, which aligns with that of many successful individuals. You can observe his entire trajectory, and the most interesting part is that David recognized a completely new opportunity. This opportunity, if understood, could be leveraged in any industry, making success much more attainable. So, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell. This way, you won't miss out on our future exciting videos. Davie Fogarty shared his experience about how I went from $500 to $500 million in 5 years and how I lost it all, my business failure story, in his own channel on YouTube. So in brief, we summarize it like a storytelling here. The first hurdle Davie faced was in his education. In his early years, he was born in Adelaide, Australia, not a huge city at that time. He was a shy kid who, even when at the beach, was reluctant to go shirtless, and as a result, he had to swim with his shirt on. Aside from attending school, he was reluctant to go out, fearing the judgmental looks from others. During his formative years, he was fortunate to have a highly supportive family. They provided not only emotional encouragement, but also worked tirelessly to support him financially. After school, he would accompany them to their small furniture business in Adelaide, witnessing their unwavering dedication to putting him through school. School, however, proved to be a challenging ordeal for him. Early on, he was labeled as unintelligent, a belief that took root and fueled his insecurities. This manifested in constant clashes with teachers, numerous detentions, and an overall sense of descent into despair. The turning point came during a pivotal parent-teacher interview in grade 10. Most of his teachers conveyed their concerns, stating that he was failing and proving exceptionally challenging to instruct. Faced with the stark reality, his parents issued an ultimatum: either he put in the effort to succeed, or they would explore alternative schooling options, possibly withdrawing their support. This ultimatum stirred a deep sense of shame within him, prompting a realization that he possessed untapped potential and intelligence. Determined to prove himself, he embarked on a journey to overcome his academic struggles, vowing to leverage his intelligence for personal growth and success. This background sets the stage for Davie's journey, illustrating the challenges he faced early in life. What triggered this change was an advertisement he saw on YouTube. The ad used a unique approach by reviewing the entire career of basketball legend Michael Jordan. It showcased moments of Jordan's failures in games, such as being stolen from, crucial shot failures, and even missing easy shots. In this advertisement, David realized that even the basketball legend, Jordan, experienced numerous failures throughout his career. This revelation inspired him to make a determined decision to refocus on his studies and get into a university. At that time, he had been repeatedly influenced by teachers and parents who, like many, believed that earning money and attending a good university were essential for success. With this newfound motivation, David's academic performance began to improve. He entered university with outstanding grades and chose a field that many Australians believed would guarantee a lucrative career: mining engineering. However, heroes often face a decline after reaching a certain point, and David was no exception. He lost his interest in mining engineering and feel more passionate to business. And he found himself constantly launching new things, attempting to sell singlets and hats. Remarkably, he began making a fair bit of money on Instagram by starting an account focused on supplement reviews. He went into supplement stores, took photos, and wrote reviews, selling advertising to fitness brands. It started small, making $5 or $10 here and there. During his young party stage, he couldn't afford drinks, but selling a shout-out turned the situation around. Cheers erupted as he could then buy the drinks. He grew rapidly, creating different verticals of accounts in workouts, nutrition, and cooking recipes. Eventually, he achieved the 6 figures he desired from mining engineering solely from Instagram, a stark contrast to his previous minimum wage days. Driven to learn more about the fitness industry, he transitioned to personal training. Managing 6 burner phones fueled suspicions, with people, including his dad, thinking he might be involved in illicit activities. Juggling shoutouts during the day and training clients at morning and night, he dedicated himself to 16-hour workdays. Checking his bank account, he found around $100,000. However, things took a downturn as he decided to use a significant portion of his personal training earnings to build a Vietnamese roll franchise in Australia. This decision, coupled with non-stop work, led to losing touch with friends and financial difficulties. Despite challenges in the food business, he continued evolving his Instagram business, flipping accounts by buying and selling them. This was successful until his biggest purchase ever, buying an Instagram account for $40,000. When he purchased a successful Instagram account for $40,000, he faced another setback. A hacker attacked the account. Instagram, in response, transferred ownership back to the original account holder, leaving David without recourse. The $40,000 investment vanished, and his once thriving Instagram account returned to zero. This unfortunate series of events marked a low point in David's life. You'll find life is quite interesting. When you start making some money and achieving success in certain things, you may feel invincible. However, many people, when hit rock bottom, see their life beliefs and the confidence they've built crumble, feeling instantly worthless. What they don't realize is that it might just be a low point in their life. He remembers being completely disoriented in the bathroom, mentally absent with a lot of negative thoughts. It was a challenging moment, but his family lifted him out of that dark place. At the time, he was constantly drinking, and his family taught him a valuable lesson. His dad placed a rock in his shoe, making him walk down the driveway with the discomfort. After removing the rock and putting it back, his dad emphasized the importance of not carrying mistakes, equating them to the rock. He advised learning from them and moving on. Realizing he needed a new plan, he decided to move to Melbourne, surround himself with great people, learn about e-commerce, and launch a brand with the hope of becoming financially free. Working at the Fifth Watchers doing Instagram and influencer management, photography, videography, and online advertising, he gained valuable skills. He never gave up on launching his own business and even started a seasoning business during that time. However, none of those ventures worked out and he faced financial challenges. He spent all his savings and found himself back at $0. Despite the setbacks, he retained valuable knowledge and a determined mindset. He continued looking for a product that could change his life. After testing various ideas, he came across an article about how weighted blankets could help people with sensory disorders or insomnia. He committed to the idea, ordered stock from China, and started the business with about $500 that he had saved up from doing weddings and other videography shoots to fund the business. Using the skills he acquired from past failures, he launched the store from scratch, handling everything from Facebook ads to Google ads. Here's come the time machine business model come in. He decided to sell on pre-sale, where he would offer products that weren't physically in the country yet, making a promise to ship them by a certain date. He would take the order, purchase the stock, and import it, navigating through the process despite having no idea what he was doing. The situation got complicated when the stock got caught in a customs border hold. The Australian Federal Police scanned the product, especially given that it was his first time importing stock. The delay was about 5 weeks, impacting the first 400 customers for his big business. Faced with the setback, he feared wasting a significant opportunity. Eventually, after constant emails and communication between border security, he received the email confirming the clearance. It was a moment of immense relief and ecstasy. From there, the business took off, generating about $200 on the first day, $1,000 in the first week, and scaling up to $10,000 in the second month. It eventually grew to achieve $1.5 million in profit in its first year. This success revitalized his confidence. In fact, the entire development path aligns with the typical experiences of many wealthy individuals when it comes to making money. Having gone through various challenges in society, David learned a crucial lesson. Instead of venturing into entrepreneurship and pursuing what one believes could be a profitable business model, it's more effective to identify existing market needs. By utilizing the theory of the time machine, he aimed to capitalize on opportunities that are easier to seize. Most entrepreneurs face challenges when their own creativity becomes a hindrance. They often spend a significant amount of time on self-generated ideas only to end up with no results. After accumulating considerable business experience, David decided to take a bold step. He used his savings to rebrand and rebuild a sleepwear brand named Udi. What set this sleepwear apart from his previous product, the weighted blanket, was its broader appeal. This sleepwear, being loose and adorable, encouraged people to take selfies and share them on social media. This unintentional viral effect contributed to the unexpected success of his sleepwear brand. At this point, David seemed to have unlocked a cheat code in life, discovering his own wealth formula. He gained a clear understanding of how to promote a brand new product from scratch and make it explode in the market. Whether he wanted to start any brand or project, numerous investors were eager to invest in him. This contributed to the continuous increase in his company's valuation, propelling his net worth to skyrocket. Moreover, David began collaborating with major companies like Disney, acquiring the rights to use their characters on his sleepwear. This strategic move further fueled the popularity of his sleepwear, leading to explosive sales in the Australian market. In our earlier years, many business models in mainland China were learned from the United States because the US was developing at a faster pace. For instance, Baidu initially drew inspiration from Google, Xiaomi inspired by Apple, Alibaba inspired by Amazon, Tencent inspired by Facebook, WeChat inspired by WhatsApp, and many more. Therefore, by using the time machine model, an existence of product could be rebranding and introduced to different countries, cities, or time periods, potentially making it successful again. By applying this concept, we now witness trends originating from places like China and Taiwan, such as popular milk tea shops spreading to Southeast Asia and gradually making their way to the Western world. This kind of business model can be revitalized in different locations. By leveraging the principle of a time machine and identifying validated business models, there's an opportunity to turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. So, combining David's story, I want to share with you a few necessary factors for successful entrepreneurship and earning money. 1. Increased resilience. Your ability to withstand setbacks must be elevated. Do not let minor setbacks defeat you, as they may just be a temporary low point in your life. 2. Insight into market needs. The success of your early ventures is not crucial. However, understanding market needs and finding a successful methodology is vital. In the early stages of entrepreneurship, having various imaginative ideas is normal, but it's essential to develop a keen understanding of market demands. Continuous fanciful thinking over several years without concrete results can be a cause for concern. 3. User perspective. In the business world, what truly determines success or failure is not just your perspective, but how the majority of users perceive your offerings. The most intriguing aspect of the business world is that successful business models are already present in the market. Much like discovering a well-charted map that guides you through unfamiliar territory, why not draw inspiration and insights from successful business models? These principles emphasize the importance of resilience, market insight, and user-centric thinking in the entrepreneurial journey. In summary, David's successful entrepreneurial journey teaches us that those who fearlessly face failure often find success in entrepreneurship. Failure is, in a sense, inevitable in entrepreneurship, but it doesn't necessarily determine whether you will ultimately succeed. If you enjoy Smart Seed BVC content, we hope you'll subscribe, follow, and share it with more friends. Follow Smart BVC for more discussions on warm and insightful business growth topics. See you in the next video.